Alright, coming up on point 6 through 10 here. I got them all whipped up on this whiteboard, so hopefully you can see them all okay. I know I'm getting some glare and reflection here, apologies. So point number 6, so this is when you're actually in the time trial. We're just going to discuss a little bit about effort regulation, and on the uphills, if you're trying to keep that same rate of rotation on the uphills as you were when you were going faster on the flats or even on the downhills, it's very easy to create a huge surge in effort and a huge spike in effort. So go with slower rotations on the uphills, or even have one person pull the entire uphill section. If you can have your strongest uphill climber on the front, that would be best. But that person, and this goes back to the communication, that person needs to be pulling at an effort that the people behind are not blowing themselves up at. So if you're if you're not the strongest climber on the team and you're on a hill and the strongest climber, the person on the front, is driving a pace that you can't handle, don't be afraid to yell something. Ease up, ease off, a little less, don't surge, something like that. Have those communication points discussed, the terms you're going to use discussed prior, and all you got to do is just a quick, ease up, and the person on the front should know that they need to back that effort down just a little bit. On the other side of this, so on the uphills, we're going to rotate slower or possibly have one person taking a pull. On the downhill, so you've crested that hill and now we're on a downhill, this is a good time to either get your best descender or your strongest descender on the front, your heaviest rider possibly, your big power person, get them on the front and have them hammer it, or even better, and if you're smooth on this, I recommend doing a faster rate of rotation on the downhills and drive the pace. So you really got to drive the pace on this downhill. Keep pressure on the pedals, rotate faster, use that draft, that extra draft that you're going to be getting at those higher speeds. Use that to slingshot around and keep that rotation going. It's going to help maximize your time. Number 8 here, pull off on the outside or pull off wide in the corners. So if you see a bend coming up and it's your turn's about up, your pull's about over, make sure you pull off wide into the corners. So if you got a right turn coming up, you're going to peel off slightly to the left. That's going to allow the advancing line to have the shorter distance to cover, and it's going to help you get to the back faster. It's going to get them through quicker. It will help with the overall pace. Don't make them come around wide in a corner. You're better off waiting till after if that's something you're going to do. So pull off wide in the corners, let them advance. If you've ever watched indoor racing, the track racing, you'll see in the pursuits, the team pursuits, they wait till they get to those bank turns, they peel off wide, swing high on the track, and then slot themselves right back into last place. Something similar to that. Number 9, this is something that hopefully everyone knows. If you're doing a team time trial, hopefully you're familiar with riding in a pace line, but you always want to pull off. If you've got any sort of crosswind, the person peeling off should be peeling off into the wind. So if the wind is coming from the right to the left, hopefully that looks the same for you in there. So if it's coming from right to left, you need to be peeling off into the right. That way the advancing line is receiving a draft as they're trying to come up. As you're falling back, kind of leads into the next point right there, number 10, sorry. You need to end your pull before you are redlined. And be sure you're looking at what the geography, the profile of the course is that's coming up. Never pull off after you've done a hard effort at the base of a hill, because naturally that effort's going to spike a little bit more. The person behind you is going to be a little more recovered than you are. If they ramp the pace even a little bit, if you're redlined or you peel off at the wrong spot, that can get you blown off the back. It can just be that little bit extra that you have to dig or can't dig that could mean the end of the race as well as the end of the team's race. So note that it's probably going to take 10 seconds, maybe 5-10 seconds to go from the front to back, plus you've got that little bit of recovery time that it's going to take. You need to allot for that when you're taking your pulls. So peel off while you still have that energy in the tank. You haven't totally redlined yourself. Your heart rate's not totally pegged, because you're going to have to slot back through. You're going to have to tuck back in. That effort's going to be still going for probably another 30 seconds. before you start feeling that recovery. So if you pull till you're redlined, peel off, it's very easy to get blown straight out the back. Or if you pull off on the base of the hill, same thing. All right. There's our first 10 points thus far. I've got a few more, so I will be back in a second.